Hey, so I read your response a few minutes ago on asking me how to do a pinch harmonic, and I started writing a response, but then I realized it probably doesn't make sense for someone who's been playing for only a few weeks, maybe a month, like you said you were. So I decided to make a video because I figured it'd be the best way to do it, be the best way to show you. So when you're doing a pinch harmonic, the thing you have to do is that after you play the note, you have to brush it with your thumb ever so slightly, the thumb that you're holding your pick with. And I'm in drop D right now. So let's go to the 7th fret on the low E string. So it's a, let's see, so it's an A note. So that's the note that we're going to play. And you have to, like I said, you have to brush it with your thumb. So instead of sounding like a regular A note, it squeaks, just like it's called squealing, or pinch harmonic. That's what it's usually called, is a pinch harmonic. And so, I would zoom in and show you, but I only have a webcam, and I can't really do that with a webcam. So that's pretty much all you have to do. All you have to remember is just brush it with your thumb. And don't get discouraged, because I learned this after playing guitar for about 2 years. So I only discovered it 2 years after I started playing guitar. It took me about, I honestly have no idea how long it took me. It only took me, actually, hold on, wait a minute. I've been playing for like 7 years, so I don't remember how long it took me, but it probably didn't take me that long. I think it only took me a few days max to learn how to do it. But one of the things I noticed is that with my guitar, it depends on which pickup you use, because which pickup you use can affect what it sounds like. So right now, I'm using this pickup, and that's the one it sounds best on for me. Like, I can do that, but then if I put it on the highest pickup, it sounds different. It's a little harder to do. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I think if it's on a lower pickup, for me at least, it's easier to like pull off a pinch harmonic. What else? It also it depends on which string you do it on. Like, tends to work better on the lower strings than it does on the higher strings. Like, let's see, the highest I can go is probably, that's probably the highest I can go, the 12th fret on the B string. But see, I can do it anywhere on one of these strings. I can do it anywhere. Except, so when you're learning how to do it, what I would suggest is doing it on the low E string, and I would do it on the 7th fret, because to me that's where the easiest place to try to pull one off is. But I mean, that's just my opinion. If you can find something that's easier, it works for you, then by all means go for it. And what else do I have to tell you? Oh yeah, another thing that I didn't mention in my written response was the placement of where you try to pull it off. Like, so with your playing hand, like, it affects how it will sound. So if you try to do it in, just say, like, between both the pickups evenly, that's what it sounds like. But if you go towards this pickup, I guess the first pickup, the bottom one, it'll sound differently. It goes from sounding like this to sounding like, so, and that's something you have to learn if you're gonna play a song. Or if you're playing a song on stage, like, what's an example? Like, one of my favorite songs is "Unholy Confessions" by Avenged Sevenfold. It was my first video that I ever made, that I ever put on YouTube. And at the beginning of the song, that's supposed to go like, but I think that's boring, so I put pinch harmonics on it. So instead of just sounding like that, it sounds like, and that's because I placed them in the right place, so they sound the same like pitch as they usually would as if I didn't put a pinch harmonic. It sounds the same. It's just the pinch harmonic is a lot higher pitched. And same thing with this one. So if you, and I'll show you an example. I'll show you the best example I have of doing one that isn't where you're. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to show you an example of what not to do, basically. Like, it sounds out of key. It doesn't sound right. And so you just have to work on figuring out. It depends on which note you're playing. It varies. Like on this one, it works best if your hand is in between both of the pickups. However, if you're right here, then it works better if your hand is. I was on the 3rd fret on the A string. It works better if your hand is closer to the top pickup, just because that's just how it is. At least that's what it's like for me, and that's what it's like for my guitar. I mean, I don't know what kind of guitar you have, so it might vary for you. But just like I said, you just have to find everything, and you just have to find anything that works for you. And if it works better for you than what I said, then go for it, because that's just how it is. Is there anything I'm missing? Oh, another thing I'm missing is when you're playing it, you have to learn to bend your string, because it'll make the pinch harmonic sound better and it'll last longer. Like, I'll show you an example. So if I play the pinch harmonic and I bend it, it lasts for about that long, but if I play it and I don't bend it, it sounds annoying to me. Well, I mean, I guess that example wasn't really a good example of like the length between them, because I guess if I was bending it, it was shorter, and if I just let it go, it was longer. But you want to bend it if you want it to sound good. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have. I pretty much can offer you. So just a quick overview. I'm sorry if this video is like almost 8 minutes long. I apologize. So one of the things just an overview of what I did is you have to brush it with your thumb. You have to make sure you're using the first pickup, because that's just the easiest one for me. And it depends on which string you do, so do it on a low string if you're going to learn how to practice, if you want to learn how to do it and practice it. And placement of your picking hand, can also affect how your pinch harmonic is going to sound. So that's pretty much all I got. Let me know if this video is helpful. If it's not, I can try to make another one. That was my first time. That was my first time rehearsing that, so I don't know if I was babbling. I just babbled there. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna look over it again, and if I think that I've babbled a little bit, then I'll try to make it more clear for you. But if not, then I hope this is helpful.